Welcome back to Jolly Good Journeys. Today, I'm venturing deep into the rugged hills of the Cooley Peninsula to explore a piece of history that time has completely left behind. I set out to experience the heavy silence of a deserted village, followed by the imposing stone of Moyry. Let's get exploring. The hike up to the deserted village immediately set the tone for the afternoon. I navigated a narrow, grassy path flanked by crumbling ancient stone boundaries. The only companions I encountered along the way were a few grazing sheep who seemed completely unfazed by my presence. They had the run of the place, perfectly at home among the heavy ferns and scattered rocks. I continued my trek along the winding, uneven trails. It was fascinating to see how aggressively nature had reclaimed this place. The thick brush and vibrant green ferns were actively swallowing the old stone walls. Walking through here, I felt a deep sense of isolation. The sheer quiet of the hillside was absolute, broken only by the wind and the crunch of the gravel beneath my boots. Eventually, the path opened up to reveal the skeletal remains of the village itself. I spent a long time just wandering among the roofless cottages. Looking at these stacked, mortarless stones, I could physically feel the harsh reality of the lives once lived here. I wasn't looking for a historical timeline. I just wanted to run my hands over the cold, weathered masonry of the surviving fireplaces and jagged gable walls. It was a raw, profoundly melancholic atmosphere, completely anchored by the heavy, unyielding rock. As I made my way out of the ruins, I took one last look across the sweeping valley below. The contrast between this quiet, abandoned settlement and the vast, living landscape stretching out to the horizon was incredibly grounding. For my next stop, I tracked down the imposing ruins of Moyry. Unlike the low, sprawling walls of the village, this tall, square stone tower was a stark, unapologetic defensive structure sitting right in the middle of the fields. Approaching the base, the sheer, heavy grit of the construction was undeniable. I stepped inside the hollowed out walls, completely surrounded by the cold limestone. Looking through the deep, narrow arrow slits, I really appreciated the rugged survivalist architecture. There was no elegance here, just thick, stacked boulders designed to withstand absolute chaos. The interior was completely open to the overcast sky, letting the damp Irish weather seep right into the fractured stone. To wrap up the day, I took in the sweeping views of the lush green pastures surrounding the tower. Standing there, tracing the rough edges of the historic masonry, it felt like the perfect end to an afternoon steeped in isolation and heavy stone. Next time, I'll be hitting the road again from my base in Omid for another day of exploration. I'll see you then.